Hello, everybody. I can't do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Team Powerhouse Podcast.
Take over.
The takeover.
Of course, Dave had to do some stuff this week, and Eric decided to abandon us, kind of. So we are covering Dave's podcast this week, and we're pretty excited to be here. So I'm Shannon St. Germain, and you have...
Gene Max Sennett.
And I guess get right into it. What do you want to talk about today?
So there's a couple of things to talk about. First of all, why don't we go through what's going on in Connecticut?
All right. So I guess we'll start with the team then. So for our team, right now we have 5 active listings, I think, going on right now. I know Dave has 2 listings. I think Charlesy has a listing. Madison has 1 listing. So it's 4. Dave's got 5. So if you guys are looking in the Litchfield, Beacon Falls, we have some property. We have Charlesy's is in Watertown, and we have Madison. So the team has a few listings going on right now. I'm sorry, Madison's is in Wallingford, that's correct. So as far as the team is, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Everybody's been crazy busy. So that's why you have me and Jean again this week. As far as the fall, and this is the best time to be in Connecticut.
Oh yeah.
We are at almost leaf peeping. Both Gene and I are advocates for motorcycles.
Yes.
So he rode his in today, and we're starting to get into those Litchfield hills, beautiful leaf-changing colors and everything. So I know the Big E's coming up.
Yes.
Did you get to go yet?
Not yet. Actually, I'm thinking about going tomorrow.
All right. I think the office, we're taking a trip the 29th. Is it next weekend? Next Friday?
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of us going, and we're kind of excited to try. I don't know if you've ever been to the Big E. It's all the little houses. I always like the New England clam chowder.
Potatoes, the loaded
Potatoes. No, like, don't give me any fried butter things. Oh, none of that.
How about the turkey leg?
Turkey leg, but it's hard for me as I have 2 kids, and we don't eat all the food and then go on the rides. I feel like every year we make this mistake, and this year I'm not doing it. So, fried Oreos.
That I've had.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Durham Fair is this week, too.
Actually, they tend to run like a week apart, so I think Durham is around this time coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were discussing a couple things before the podcast, and we know that there's a lot of vineyards and breweries and everything kind of hosting all these stuff, so we're getting really excited. The cider mills are putting out all kinds of stuff. I'm actually going to put a post up tomorrow of just kind of what's happening this upcoming weekend for people, because everyone's looking for stuff to do. So whether you're looking for like a date night or you just want to get a team together, there's a lot of stuff going on the weekends. So.
Good. Yeah, and one thing just to add on, as you heard, Shannon and myself, we definitely are motorcycle riders, and we're just gonna ask that everyone please just keep your eyes open
We're
for
out
the
there.
motorcyclists.
Be aware of your surroundings. We're out there.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And if you guys have any rides and stuff, feel free to comment and share and let us know, because I love to participate in those big group rides and charity events and stuff. We have a huge group that goes. What kind of bike do you ride?
Suzuki Jitsu.
Ooh, GS6R.
Yes.
I have a R3, and I also drive a Goldwing.
Yes.
So, 2 awesome bikes.
Fun. So, just
Do you think David's freaking out right now?
David.
Hi, David. I hope you're having fun in Florida. To make you nervous.
Maybe he's worried about us taking over the podcast permanently.
I got a call of Jamie too. Jamie, we miss you. We know that you wanted to be here. We have Thing, so hopefully we'll see you soon too. And you guys are having a blast. Small children. Eric, I feel is like watching us through the window, like as if he's a fugitive over there.
Or a stalker.
Ooh, what the other? Charlesy and Madison and the rest of the team. We got Faustino, we got Valentine, everybody. So
Madison. Yeah.
Madison, Gary. Yep. So
Did you mention Jamie's listing?
Jamie's listing. I think Jamie's just went under contract.
That one's under contract.
I think so.
Haven?
Yes.
West Haven. Congrats on that, Jamie. If not, I apologize, but I've been pretty positive that happened either today or yesterday.
Oh,
It
no,
was
it's
recent.
under contract.
Yeah, so. Something that came up recently, we were just talking about, we were talking about mortgage interest rates, and
Mm.
everyone always asks, well, what's the interest rate at? So conventional at this time is 7.125. So we're coming back down, guys.
That's pretty good,
So we're coming back down.
especially for conventional.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. And one of my friends recently asked me, what town has the lowest mill rate in taxes? And I was pretty surprised. It's Salisbury, Connecticut. Do you even know where that is?
No. I've heard of it, never been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. One of the highest is up in Torrington, so we're not confirmed on that one, though. I have to get a better source, so.
So the source that you saw, what did they predict that their mill rate was at?
I said like 90. So, I mean, if Waterbury and Naugatuck are in like the high 30s and 40s, it's not off the charts. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of awesome spots and weird little towns that you don't even realize in Connecticut. I've been here my entire life, and there's a lot of that I don't even know until someone asks, can I go see a house there?
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Torrington definitely is a nice town, though. I've been out there a couple of times. Down to the homes and the properties, and besides that mill rate there, yeah,
yeah,
it's a nice town to be in.
yeah,
It's a little far out from Connecticut, but it's nice.
yeah. Did you pick your pumpkin yet?
No, I haven't even thought about it yet, but I don't know. This year I may even think about going partying for Halloween.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We do annual pumpkin carving. It's a big thing at my house. My mom's really artsy, so every year, I think last year or the year before was Darkwing Duck, and I think it was one of her best pieces. But pretty excited for that.
Some people don't know about Darkwing.
Have you gotten your pumpkin coffee yet?
No.
Do you drink pumpkin coffee?
I need my coffee strong, and I don't usually put anything in it. But the pumpkin donuts,
Ooh,
now that,
the Beardsley Cider Milk pumpkin, or it's the apple cider donuts. Those are like the only ones that I really, really like. Halloween,
Did you talk?
yeah, the ghosties.
Scary places and stuff.
Oh, yeah. So the other things coming up too, we were just talking about all those. So there's actually, I didn't realize, there's a winery trail in Connecticut if you've never done the tour. You can actually hit all of the vineyards. And when looking that up, we figured out there was all these spook fests and things are starting soon too. So those haunted hay rides and things. I don't do them, but.
at the winery.
No, there's
Oh.
just like all the different wineries. They have the farms that are situated with a lot of them, and you see them and they solicit them. So, how about a corn maze? Oh, I could see our team at a corn maze. That'd be
Now
fun.
that I think would be fun.
Who's gonna make it through first?
Yeah. Always gonna
Who's
see.
gonna make it out? That's the real question.
I can see someone just making a U-turn going right back to the car.
Where is Eric? That's what everybody was saying.
Eric would never get out the car.
Oh. Well,
So now, that we went over the things that, been going on in Connecticut. So I figured let's bring it back to us a little bit.
make it
So-
some fun talk.
Yeah, some fun talk. So, in your experience as a realtor, what has been the craziest experience that you've had?
Craziest or scariest?
Well,
Could be a little both.
those two are kind of like hand in hand, so it could be a little bit of both.
True. Well, safety first, everywhere we go.
Mhm.
I was working with a client, and he was an investor, so some of the homes he was looking at were pretty depreciated. And a lot of people think they're going to get a great deal, but don't realize where some of these houses are located. And we opened up the bulkhead to go take a look and see what was going on down in the basement, and there was a whole little group of people living down there, some nice squatters. Yeah, that was probably the scariest thing I've ever encountered, or craziest. The rest has been like, what is that in a house in some of the older homes? I had one house that looked like you had it in the 1940s, and the woman must have never cooked in the kitchen ever. Everything was immaculate and intact. Like crazy things that pulled out that I didn't even know what some of it did. There was cutting boards and everything. It was the coolest house. What about you?
Well, I have when you say craziest and scariest, so I've got one and two. So one story was we went into a property, I did a showing, and I don't know, I just got this feeling that came over me. And as we kept walking through the house, all of a sudden I said, no, there's something not right. Like this heavy presence. And then sure enough, the buyer that I was with just turns to me and goes, you know, I don't think we're alone in this house. And I'm going, oh boy,
Oh, no.
here we go, right?
Haunted
Because she confirmed
shit.
exactly what I was saying. And, you know, it's one of those things they say, if you feel that presence, you're not really supposed to say anything about it.
You just leave.
Yes, and she just like, boom, put it out there.
Right in time for Halloween? Or was it like in the middle of summer?
No, it was like after Halloween. It was
Okay.
just sometime late last year. And it was just like one of those experiences. But then another experience I had, and you know, it says something. You guys have seen that show, Haunting in Connecticut?
I don't watch spooky stuff.
Well, I don't watch it, but if you have so many series and episodes about a show with a haunting in Connecticut, and you can do it week after week, there's something wrong in Connecticut. But okay, so
Yeah.
you know, I went to another house. This was in Stratford. I remember the town. I got there nice and early, waited for the client, and something said, "Don't go inside the house right away." And I just unlocked the door, and the client finally got there, and here we are. Entering the house, and something was like off. I saw like these outdated pictures. It's like a wheelbarrow.
Shrine.
Yeah, you know, and I'm going,
Shrine.
what's going on here? So as we're walking through, we went upstairs, and the mother was there with us, the buyer's mother. And I said, "You want to take a look in the attic?" She said, "No," right away. And then I said, "Okay, you sure?" She said, "No, I'm fine." And she couldn't wait to get out of the house. Why? Especially, I realized it as I walked into another room on the top part of the closet. Keep in mind, the house was pretty much empty.
Mhm.
There was this Raggedy Ann doll, just like,
No,
with
no.
his head.
No.
It was like one of the last things left in
That's
there.
it.
And the head is down like looking at me. And I said, "Okay, so you guys ready to go?"
So, realtor safety 101.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, as soon as I said that, everyone was like, "Yeah, we're
done.
ready to go."
We're done.
Yeah.
No,
So,
that's
you know,
funny.
it's some of these experiences, it's kind of like whenever you open up the door, you never know what you're going to see
Never,
when you go in.
ever. Yeah. That's awesome.
So, now with that being said, what was the happiest experience that you've had?
Had a lot. You know what's nice is always like achieving someone's goal, right? This is their first home, or this house allows them to move somewhere they really wanted to go and they couldn't afford the other house without getting it to the price they needed to sell it at, which, as you know, I'm a huge advocate for Revitalize.
Mhm.
Use that, and you know, it was able to make them accomplish their goals.
So, not to get you off the topic, but some people hear Revitalize, but they don't know what it is. So, why don't you hit it with it?
Sure. Revitalize is a program that we use, and it's only offered with Coldwell Banker. And basically, if you have a house that needs some work, you know, something's wrong with the floors, or it needs to be painted, or there's a lot of problems, and you need to get it sold at a certain price because you know your mortgage is at a certain price. This program, with the equity in the house, there's a couple other stipulations, but as long as you have the equity in the house with that fix-up, they can help you and you don't pay anything back until the house is closed. So we go through a quoting process, nothing's gouged like people think, and it was wonderful. And one of the most rewarding experiences was with that because it allowed them the freedom to just be able to get out of the house and go on to the next part of their life,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. So, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead with the
no, I think
experience.
that was
it?
the most rewarding, you know,
Also,
like
the
just,
Revitalize part of it.
well, the people being able to go and do their next home and stuff, you know, I think when someone, like, you're at closing or you're at final walkthrough and they're like, that's it, chapter closed, you know, that's like a really good feeling, and they're like, you know, thank you so much. One of my homeowners, Shim, and her husband, they just actually started a new company. They're doing like a full cleaning company for getting houses ready to be sold and stuff. Because when they were with me and we went to see multiple houses, they saw like a need. So they started an awesome company, and like that was another really rewarding experience too, because it's like they called me up after and says, you know, you had such an influence on us.
Wow.
So that was awesome too.
Entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And good luck with it, guys. So
Well, when you speak of it in that way, in that manner, I could see that they definitely have a great open field with that, because there's not too many companies out there that does that.
No, no, and especially when you're going into some of the homes. And right now, I don't know if everyone's aware, people keep asking us, like, is this a time to list your home? And it really is. It's probably David, we're okay. Basically, we tell everybody, you know, like right now is that same time it's a great time to list your home. So reach out, because I have a lot of buyers. I think I'm working with 5 or 6 people right now, and the inventory that's like between 300,000 and 600,000, there's nothing. Like you get 1 or 2 houses here and there, they come on, they fly off. So if you're looking at selling, like now is a good time, even though people think the interest rates are crazy. Don't have to marry the mortgage rate. You can always get it refinanced later when it comes back down.
People are buying.
And they're paying.
They're not scared of the interest rates. If they really want the house, it's something they like, they're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that people aren't seeing is that we have these out-of-state buyers coming in.
Correct.
So they have the out-of-state money, and they don't even need the interest rates or the
Is
mortgage.
there a comment that we're missing?
No, Dave's just sending you a text, but he doesn't know we're using your phone for this, so.
Oh. Dave, you took all of our phones away for this podcast, so none of us have any connection. We'll talk to you after. We miss you though.
Uh-huh. Now, Dave, go on your vacation and relax.
Enjoy it. You earned it.
Yes.
Dave's at a meet, and he's celebrating with Coldwell Banker for being a top agent, because we have a phenomenal team. So congrats on that, Dave.
Yes. So for me, I would have to say, as far as my happiest experience was, I had a client who had a previous realtor. And I would hear the things, unfortunately, as realtors, something,
PTSD.
well. But the thing is with that is, a lot of clients don't realize, if you have a realtor, we can't just take you over as a client.
Correct.
So you have to let the contract expire. You know, so
You can request to come out of contract with someone too.
yes, they can do that as well, but as long as that contract is up
We can't
and
do
void,
anything.
we can't do anything. So once the contract was null and void and over, I took over as their agent, and I was able to find them a home, which I gave this particular client a heads up and said, you're never going to get rid of your family members that are coming from out of town and visiting. And since they actually moved into the home, and they're loving it right now, except that my prediction was true. Every time I turn around, they have this family member or that family member coming over and staying
Always
with them.
entertaining.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, come on. At least, you know, the husband, he has his man cave, which he's situating in his huge garage now.
I was gonna
so-
say, the garage is the place.
Oh, he's setting up his wet bar, everything's going on in that garage, you know, playing with the TV, everything. So, you know, that was definitely one of my happiest experiences. You know, I still talk to her to this very day, and her son. The husband, he's on a different shift as far as work-wise, but I know he's good too as well. So, you know, something like that I look back on, and I think that, okay, I was part of it.
Yeah,
So,
it was good to have that experience.
yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, question for you now. So we talked about the craziest experience, the happiest experience.
What's it gonna
So now, what's your ultimate goal?
be? Ooh.
What do you see yourself like when you take on a buyer? The seller right now in Connecticut is the easiest part, because if the house is
But
decent,
it's not always gonna be that way.
and I shouldn't say that, but if the house is even in a half decent shape, you can get that house unloaded in 1 week,
Yeah.
approximately.
So I think the ultimate goal, I guess, when you're talking clients, right?
Yes.
So I think Aaron put it perfect. Oh, Aaron, that's another team member of ours.
Whoa.
Sorry, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Hello, Aaron.
Yes.
Didn't mean to leave you off. He said, you know, real estate is a service industry. If your clients aren't happy, you're not going to continue to bring in clientele. So I think it's understanding their needs, right? I might have a client that, you know, loves a specific style house, but the spouse doesn't like it, and there's reasons, and you sit down and you do a pro and cons list with both of them, and they're both happy. So some days we play mediator. So I think it just all depends on that client too, because then you have people coming into their first homes. This might not be your forever home, but then you have the people that are going into their next stage home, or I think it just depends, really.
I have a question from a viewer. Have you ever seen a mouse in a house?
I have.
Ha!
Not your own house, the house you shop.
Yes, it was in the garage for me.
So the answer is gonna be yes and yes. I've actually went into the house and there was, they didn't even know about it because I guess they were taking the house over from the parents. And there was a mummified cat with a dead mouse right in front of it in the basement.
Like a real mummified?
Oh, well, no, they didn't know the cat was down there, so it just died
Awful.
right there. And then the cat
Well, that one
and
morbid.
the mouse. Yeah.
That's it, you're cut off.
Oh, believe me, when I went down there, I was like, whoa. So it was just, it was just one of those experiences.
I went into a house in Monroe actually, and I opened up the garage and the house was vacant, and it was just because there was all fields and stuff, the mouse just shot across. And I'm not one to be afraid of mice, but yeah, it startled me. Back to being professional, you know?
Yeah, you thought you were by yourself, so yeah, when you saw that mouse, I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah, I was okay, I made it through. The lights, however, you know, when you're kind of using your cell phone, you get really, really skittish really fast when there's no lights and stuff in certain areas and stuff
Yeah.
after that, you know? So,
Yeah, there's been properties that we've been in that just don't have the power turned on. So we're using flashlights, our cell phones at times, and
climbing up on some stuff sometimes, so like how there was a loft section and it was a ladder to get to it. And I had a client buying from out of state and they wanted to see we're at the loft, so hold your phone up and you're
doing the video.
just doing your best, gotta figure it out, you know. How are we doing for time there?
And around 22 minutes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Awesome.
So, did you finish your ultimate?
Yeah, what's your ultimate?
My ultimate goal. So, my ultimate goal is not just only to get the client into their home. If it's their first home or their second home, their third home. It's also just to create that bond with them, so that they realize and understand that, you know, just because I got them into the home, it doesn't end there.
No,
You know.
you still have my phone number.
Exactly.
I'm a local, I know what's going on, call me, ask. We have
Exactly.
references, right?
Yes. I've had clients in the past say to me, oh, you know, I knew you're busy, and, you know, they thought they were bothering me by referring other clients. Yes,
Wow.
referring their
Wow.
friends, referring their
We
family
live on
members.
referrals.
Yes.
We live on referrals.
Yes, so they felt like they were bothering me by, you know, giving my number to, you know, other people. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you first. You don't need to ask me, you could just give them my
Send it off.
number,
Send
give
it
them my
off.
contact information, it's not a problem. You know, I've had clients in the past invite me to parties and things like that, so, you know, those things make me feel good because it tells me that it wasn't just a business transaction.
No, they become your friends. And like a lot of our friends and stuff, you know, we have clients that we help out and family, even my family and everybody, my daughter's godparents, you know, their son reached out to me too, and like, you know, we kind of try to, Connecticut's not a big state. If you've lived here your whole life, you probably have bumped into the person before, you worked somewhere where they might have worked, and I have a client that just came here from another state as well, and we were talking about some of the fall festives, and she's getting ready to have her second, and I was like, well, you know, you're kind of at the perfect time. Weather's cooling off, you can walk and go do all the good food tasting. I think New Haven starts doing all their food tasting events, and
Yeah.
there's restaurants and just so much, you know, so,
Now, is New Haven Food Week over?
gotcha. So we're gonna have our phone numbers under our names in a few minutes here, just so if you guys need to call us or need to like you need to ask any questions, you have our contact information. Do you need my number? Like,
I hope they have our number.
okay.
You know.
That's it, fine.
Okay, so we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
because I'm getting all kinds of signals. So we're gonna do the tumbler giveaway momentarily. You guys ready to start that off?
Give me a minute.
Well, I'm getting the countdown.
It's coming if you want one of these fancy tumblers.
I wish I could turn the camera around so you guys can see the guys behind the scene. You know what? I think at the end, over. He can just show himself.
Just wave.
Yeah, just
He's our
wave.
biggest support lately.
Are you guys ready?
We are ready.
I have a face for radio.
Oh. What's the voice for? Spin it up. I can hear it going now.
All right.
We got Colleen Wallace.
Colleen Lawless.
Doesn't say what social media she's from.
Doesn't say where.
So if you reach out, let us know and we will send you your free tumbler. You can get us on, and we didn't say this in the beginning, we are on Facebook, Instagram, we are on, what else, TikTok, Spotify, wow, Apple Podcast,
Twitch.
Rumble, Twitch,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Let everybody know your guys' phone numbers.
So,
I put
Say
them
it
up.
verbally.
I put them up.
awesome. So my
Okay.
phone number is 203-706-7463.
And for myself, 203-464-4396.
Well, I think that's it for today.
All right. So with that being said, if you guys want to see Shannon and myself do more takeovers, feel free to reach out to David and Eric and tell them, take more time off, and we will do more takeovers.
Definitely. Maybe we get the other team on here. Jamie, next time it's all you. Till next time, guys.